And I need you to understand this because there are a lot of people that get to a certain level spiritually. There are a lot of spiritual snobs out there, okay? So if you're one of them, listen. And if you're not, listen so you don't become one. There are many people who have learned a lot of things, right? They don't know anywhere near as much as they think they know, but they have learned a lot of things. They have evolved some in this lifetime, right? And some have evolved a lot. But never think that you are at a point where you can no longer grow. Never think that you are at a point where you know everything.
Hello, divine souls, and welcome to Mystic Temple Spirituality for a New Age. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am here to bring you truth. All right. So today we have an amazing, as usual, come on, as usual, we have an amazing divinity sessions in store, and today is divinity session number 20. Can you believe it's been 20 divinity sessions already? This is crazy. It feels like we just started. We are just getting started, so this is just going to go far, far, far. So I actually don't have anything to announce today. So we are going to jump right into the Book of Rasheeda, the passage that we have for you today, and it is as follows. The dying ones of us will be reborn, and thus the cycle continues as we create and become what will be, what is. Together, we will show the world what it's made of and tell all the truth of what it can be. It will become what it needs to become, unfolding to the senses and the degree of opacity. And we're going to stop there. This is packed with so many juicy, juicy tidbits. Okay. So, first of all, when they are talking about the dying ones of us will be reborn and thus the cycle continues, what are they talking about, people? Obviously, reincarnation. And this is one of the reasons why we put this. I don't know if any of you have had the chance to go to mystictemple.org and read our doctrine. Our doctrine is our loose set of beliefs. Again, Mystic Temple is not a religion. We are not an organized religion. I want to make it very clear right now on video, okay? This is never intended to become an organized religion, okay? I want to make that clear. All right, so no one later can say, oh no, this is what it was intended. No, it was never intended to be an organized religion. I am against organized religion, okay? Personally, I'm not against other people believing in organized religions if they choose to, but personally, and the cosmic collective consciousness, we're not meant to organize and rigidly structure things in that way because it leads to negative things, which is what we're in the world we're in right now. Anyway, back to the point. Had to sidetrack that. Back to the point. All right. So when they're talking about reincarnation, and in the doctrine, one of the loose set of beliefs that is in our doctrine says clearly that we believe in reincarnation because it's a fact. Okay, it is a fact. It's not a question, it is a fact. And as you guys know, I'm a lot of things. I'm a healer. I'm a certified hypnotist. I am also a certified life coach. I am also an herbalist. I'm a lot of things. Okay, so from a hypnotist standpoint, okay, I have studied and practiced and understood I understand the subconscious mind very, very well and the soul's journey through doing past life regressions and things like that. So, and there are many books out there on that as well. So, it is a fact that we reincarnate. Okay, it is a fact. So, so I love that the Book of Rasheeda puts it right there. Okay, right there, plain and simple, right there. The dying ones of us are reborn, will be reborn, and thus the cycle continues. And what does reincarnation tell us? The fact that there is reincarnation, the fact that this is not the end, that we keep coming back. What does that mean to us? Well, first of all, death is not the end. Death is never the end. There is never an end to anything, in fact, because the world is cyclical and this universe is cyclical. Even the true world is cyclical. And definitely this illusionary world that we live in is very cyclical. We have cycles in our lives, in our individual lives. We have cycles that we go through in our soul's life, in our soul's journey. There are cycles, and those cycles, part of those cycles is reincarnation here. Okay, sometimes we reincarnate other places. Okay, we're going to go there. So, reincarnation doesn't just happen here. Reincarnation also happens in other realms. In this passage, they're specifically talking about this realm, though, about what this world can become through reincarnation and the things that we create while we are here. We are the one that move the world into its new existence. We are the ones that shape what this world ends up becoming.
And the fact that reincarnation exists should also show you that every fear, every joy, every anger, every instance, every good time, every bad time leads as a stepping stone towards your future. And your future, when I'm referring to your future in this context, I'm referring to your soul's future, not just this lifetime. So we are here in this lifetime to experience the human experience, but we are also here to evolve our soul. And in our soul's evolution comes elevation. Those elevations are elevations of consciousness while we are in this life. Each lifetime we should be getting better and better, more in tune, more in tune, more in tune. And a lot of us are not, okay? And this is why we keep repeating patterns over and over again, because part of reincarnation is also those patterns that we repeat over and over again. So how do you make sure that this act of reincarnation, this act of recreation, this act of being reborn from lifetime to lifetime is a positive one and not an arduous one? I'm not going to call it negative. I'm going to call it arduous because it can be very frustrating to the soul to, okay, we didn't do it this time. All right, we got to come back and repeat this because we got to get to that next level. We talked about that in another Divinity session about how it's like a game, how you got to complete all the things and then you get to the next level and the next level. That's really what's happening in this life. That's what's happening with our souls. And like I said, we are not only incarnating here, we actually incarnate here, okay? And then sometimes in between lifetimes, we'll go and incarnate into another dimension as another being in another realm. Sometimes we will in between our reincarnations, we will actually go and become someone's spirit guide. So our soul's journey is very, very interesting, very interesting. And what I have found is that actually there is no set time in which we reincarnate to. We don't just leave this life and then go right into another one. That's very rare. I've seen that happen, but it's very rare. Usually people will leave this life, go and hang out in the ether for a while, become someone's spirit guide, or hang out still on this physical plane until they pass on into the light. And whatever they do for a while, for even 100 years, and then come back. 100 years are time, because remember, time doesn't truly exist in the real world. It only exists here in our illusionary world. Okay, so in our illusionary time, it could be 100 years. Sometimes it could be 300 years. And sometimes it could be 1,000 years before you are here again, because you could actually be here, you go in the ether, you hang out for a while, you become someone's spirit guide, and then you go and incarnate into another realm. And maybe beings there live for, however long they live, 300 years, and then you then you go and you reincarnate again, and then you end up back on earth. So remember, I know that was a lot, but the reality is this is what's happening with our souls. And the reason why some of us have gifts to be able to connect to other realms so easily is because we've been there. I have a gift of interdimensional travel, and at Mystic University I teach people how to do that as well, and there's many of my students that have that, and some of you watching at home have that ability already, and you've had those experiences where you've traveled to other dimensions, you've met other beings and things like that, and you can definitely do that. That is when you start to elevate more. But a lot of times when I see people who naturally have that gift, which I naturally have that gift, I know I've been other places, but I naturally have that gift, but I've seen others who naturally have that gift where it just starts happening. And that's what happened to me, it just started happening. Usually that's because you have been there already, and you have, your soul already has that very strong connection, so it's easier to tap into that connection that was once there. Because remember, everything that has ever existed continues to exist as an energy signature. Remember that. Every single thing that has ever existed throughout time exists still in the fabric of the universe, in the fabric of this world. And what I'm referring to there is similar to the concept of Akashic records. Now, I don't use that term because it's something that someone made up, I think, if I remember correctly, a couple hundred years ago. And it's an evolution of, and then they started calling it Akashic records as if it's something new. It's nothing new. Akashic records is nothing special. It's nothing new. It's what people have been tapping into for all of time. It's just the universe. There is no library up in the clouds. It is just simply the universe, and the reality is we can always tap into the information that is always there of everything that has ever existed and has not yet existed. Okay, so we're talking about past, present, future. We can always tap into that because it's there. So back to reincarnation. Every time we have been somewhere, every time our soul has experienced something, that information is etched into our soul. That information is etched into our soul, and it's retrievable. And it's retrievable. So remember that you can tap in. This is very easy, okay? And maybe not easy for everyone, but it's definitely possible if you just follow my instructions. I'm gonna give you real quick. So all you have to do is tap in to your inner self, right? Tap into your spirit, tap into your soul, and you can do that by diving in through a meditation. You can do that through a shamanic journey. You guys know I love shamanic journeys just because they're so easy. Sometimes they're easier than meditations for people who have busy minds. Because through a journey, you're going somewhere, you're experiencing things. Sometimes meditation is a little harder for people. So you could do that through either one of those. There's other ways that you can do that too. There's a whole long list of ways that you can do that, but those two are probably the easiest and fastest ways that anyone, no matter what level you are, can do. And you tap in and you look for those threads. Look, I'm dropping some gems here. Pay attention. Tap in and look for the threads, because the threads lead to the energy signatures. Look for the threads of your past. Look for the threads of your past lives, right? And find the coding, because it's like computer code, okay? Find the coding within that taps into a particular gift that you may have had before that's currently not active right now. Or even knowledge that you once had that is now lost knowledge. Maybe you were maybe you lived back in ancient Egyptian times and you were there, and there's certain knowledge that is lost now. You can tap back into that if that knowledge is contained within you, right? You can tap within that. And what I'm referring to is your soul's journey, the threads that your soul leaves behind as it goes from lifetime to lifetime. And I hope that made sense. If not, then go to mysticuniversity.net, but also join the Facebook group, because we will be having lots and lots of discussions about this. So make sure you join the Mystic Temple Facebook group and be there and engage, and you will learn a lot. Again, that's where we have the community set up and where we will actually be interacting with one another and learning more, and I also give a lot more information. So one thing I want to really drive home to you, though, is the fact that reincarnation does exist, and the Book of Rasheeda here confirms that, okay? That reincarnation is real. It's not a theory, it's a fact, okay? The fact that that's a fact means that you have infinite potential. You have infinite potential and renewal. Infinite potential and renewal. There is no such thing, okay? I'm going to be very clear on this. There is no such thing as eternal damnation, okay? No such thing. That was something that was created for social control, okay? So we're not controlling you here. We're giving you truth. We are not here to control you. And the Book of Rasheeda says, I do not seek to control you. I seek to liberate you. Liberate you from the chains. I seek to free you. And this is what we're doing right now with understanding this knowledge. There is no such thing as eternal damnation. The truth is that our soul is affected by the things that we do or don't do in this lifetime, right? Our soul is affected by that, but it's not affected in a punishing way, because remember what we've said in a previous session, the universe does not judge. There is no judging force that's like, you did something bad, you did something good, you go over here. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And making you believe that there's eternal damnation is a way to force you to behave out of fear, right? And remember, the Book of Rasheeda says we don't push fear. That's not what we're pushing. Now, do human beings run with fear? Are they easily controlled with fear? Absolutely. But we're not here to control you. We are here to free you. Morality is man-made, okay? Morality is man-made. People in this lifetime choose what they feel is good, what they feel is bad. You can look through history and see how morality changes. It's not, this is not a universal truth. Morals are not a universal truth. Okay, what is universal is energy, okay? And you can have energies that have different types of effects in life, right? And so by no means am I saying, oh, you can go out and do horrible things and nothing bad is going to happen. There's a whole science behind how energy works and how negative energy affects things and how positive energy affects things, okay? Or what we deem as positive and negative, because remember, we're in this illusion. So when I say there's no eternal damnation, that in and of itself should free you from the bondage that has been drilled into your head, that, oh no, if you make these mistakes, if you do these things, you're going to be, or you have to repent, because someone's judging you. No, that's just not true. It's just not true. But if we do things in this lifetime that negatively affects our future lifetimes, because we have chosen the dark path instead of the light path, in terms of our reactions to our situations, our reactions to our life circumstances, if we have chosen those darker paths of sweeping things under the rug, ignoring things, not seeing things for their truth, and taking everything personally and internalizing things, that's the dark path, okay? If we take that, then we are not going to be able to really ascend in this lifetime. So guess what? When we come back, we're going to have to repeat the same themes over and over again until we get it right. So when we're talking about things like this, we're really talking about our soul's journey and our ability to actually steer that journey, okay? But rest assured that the fact that reincarnation exists means that you get other chances. You have more chances. That doesn't mean next time. No, because you want to evolve. You want to take this journey. You want to go on this journey. You want to succeed in this lifetime so that you can get to those next levels. Okay? But you do get another chance. You get endless chances, in fact. Okay? Your soul will get annoyed with you. But you get endless chances. So the reality is that it's a cycle that continues. Now, I want to veer away from reincarnation for a moment and just talk about the cycles of life, because I also want you to understand that we go through cycles in our lives as well, cycles of death and rebirth and reincarnation. Okay, I've been reincarnated many times metaphorically in this lifetime because of the different lessons that I've had to go through. Every lesson is a stepping stone. Every lesson is an opportunity for growth. Every problem is an opportunity for growth. Every joy is also an opportunity for growth. Every single thing that happens in your lifetime happens to lead you on this journey. And it says, as we create what will be, right? What it is. And again, they're talking about life being an act of creation. Not just this lifetime, but our soul's journey is a whole entire act of creation. And each lifetime that we have, we're also contributing to the world that's being created here. And it says, back to the passage, that it will be what it needs to be. That really alludes to the fact that there is evolutionary and divine direction towards what needs to happen in the moment. The world is still unfolding. We still have free will. We still have the ability, and we have manifestation. We still have the ability to shape and create this world, and that is exactly what we're doing collectively. I don't know if we like what we've created so far. We need to do better, but we are collectively creating. And as we are collectively creating, what we're doing is we are moving our lives into a particular direction, and we're moving this world into a particular direction. And every time we come back here to reincarnate into this life, we are adding another peg to the board. We are drawing another line in the graph. So we are creating that actively. But there's also a divine design at the same time. So we work in tandem. Why? Because we are the divine, right? So the divine, there is a particular design, particular way to move forward that is divine. But since we are the divine, the divine energy has brought us here, because we come from that energy, right? Brought us here to live out these lives. We are the pieces on the chessboard. We are the pieces on the chessboard that the universe or the divine has put here to say, okay, this is the design. I've designed this game, okay? And now I'm going to put the players in and see how it all unfolds. But through the unfolding of the game is the unfolding of the soul and the unfolding of the world. So what else does this mean? When we're talking about how we unfold, how we go through evolution and how we change and grow, think about that for a moment in your lives. You change and grow. And I need you to understand this, because there are a lot of people that get to a certain level spiritually. There are a lot of spiritual snobs out there, okay? So if you're one of them, listen. And if you're not, listen so you don't become one. There are many people who have learned a lot of things, right? They don't know anywhere near as much as they think they know, but they have learned a lot of things. They have evolved some in this lifetime, right? And some have evolved a lot. But never think that you are at a point where you can no longer grow. Never think that you are at a point where you know everything, because life is a cycle. Life is about growth. Those cycles lead us further along, just like a wheel, right? If we think that we know everything, then we close ourselves off for more truth. We close ourselves off to be able to see the truth. So understand that when you believe that you don't have anything else that anyone can teach you, that the universe can teach you, like you know everything, you are blocking yourself. You are blocking yourself. It doesn't matter how high you have gotten on that evolutionary ladder. The ladder is infinite. Knowledge is infinite. Truth is infinite. And our energy is infinite. So you should never be in any position where you believe that you don't have more to learn and that you don't have more to grow, because you always do. I know a lot, okay? I know a whole lot, but I would never, ever think that there's nothing I can learn, ever, because I continue to evolve all the time. I continue to evolve every year. My power grows. I thought that I was at the height of my, no, I'm not, because guess what? My power is limited. I mean, limitless. My power is limitless. So there is no end to this. I always say that there are no limits to this, but there are levels to this, okay? So we can grow in levels, but understand that there are no limits. Understand that there are no limits. So for those of you who think that you know everything, who think, and you may know a lot, okay? I'm not saying you don't, but you're always able to learn more. You're always able to grow. As soon as you stop growing, that is when you experience a metaphorical death and an energetic death, okay? And until you recognize that you are still in need of more knowledge to allow that in, that is when you will be reborn. That is when you will start to live again, okay? Otherwise, you will stay stagnant and never grow. And that's not what we're here for, not at all. And when it says unfolding to the senses and the degree of opacity, there's a whole lot packed into that one sentence. So I'm going to break it down. Unfolding to the senses. They're talking about the truth unfolding to the senses. And the degree of opacity. So the senses are our ability to tap in and sense the truth, right? Unfolding to the senses. So as we go deeper and deeper into our ability to tune into ourselves, to tune into the divine and recognize this truth, right? As we dive deeper and deeper into those levels of consciousness, right? Or higher and higher into those levels of consciousness, but deeper and deeper within ourselves. Okay, as we do that, we start to attach more. It starts to unfold more with each step in or up, right? And to the degree of opacity. What is opacity? Your ability to see through something, right? And when we talk about a metaphorical veil, we talked about the veil last time, the veil, being able to see through the veil of illusion that is here in this world. Being able to see through that veil, that is opacity, right? So as we dive deeper and deeper within ourselves, as we go higher and higher in our levels of consciousness, that veil begins to thin and thin and thin, and then we're able to see through it. So with each level, we're also able to not only sense more and get more within ourselves, but we're also able to see through the veil of this illusion and see more and more of the truth. And these are the levels that we go on as we're going through our journey. So understand that when you are on your journey, if you stop, okay, and say, oh, I know everything, I've just learned everything, I've read all the books, okay, I know everything. You say that, guess what? You stop right there. You don't go deeper, you don't go higher, and the veil doesn't get thinner. So you're still looking at the world through sunglasses. You're not seeing the full picture. You're not seeing the full brilliance of the truth. So this is why we have to continue to grow. We have to continue, as we are in these cycles of death and rebirth, we have to continue to grow. As we move into this path, as we go deeper and deeper into ourselves, we are shown more and more of the light. And it is set to be revealed to us in that way. That's what's being revealed in the Book of Rasheeda, in this passage right now, is that this is already set in stone. This is how it works. Okay? That this is set to work that way. The more work you do, the more, and it doesn't have to be work like arduous work, right? But the more work you do within yourself, the more you tap in, the deeper you go down this journey, the more is revealed to you, the more you're able to see. And once you're able to see the truth of the real world, the true world, as it says in the Book of Rasheeda, once you're able to really see through that veil fully, you are then completely liberated, completely liberated. And you're able to attain that while in this lifetime. And this is the goal from lifetime to lifetime. So this is a big reveal in this passage in the Book of Rasheeda. It's telling you exactly what you need to do. You need to go down this path of raising your consciousness, of diving deeper within yourself in order to start to see through that veil until you get to the point where there is no more veil. Okay? When you get to that point that there is no more veil, that is enlightenment. That is enlightenment. That is divine consciousness. Now, I told you guys last week, I announced that the Cosmic Collective Consciousness has given me an entire plan to bring you to higher levels of consciousness, and it's exactly what we're talking about here today. So I find it interesting that this passage again was written back in 2018, and they just literally gave me the full program last week. Okay, they just finally finished giving me the full program last week, and then this week we're talking about this. Everything is divine timing. Everything is divine timing. They already knew exactly when I would be rolling out different divinity sessions and stuff like that. Right on time, right on time. So I'll be rolling out this program and unveiling it to you guys in the next couple of weeks. We're getting it all together right now, but I'm excited about it because this is something that's needed. And at the time they gave it to me, I didn't realize that this passage was talking about that. Until I came to start, preparing for this divinity session today. I was like, oh wow, this is like perfect timing, divine timing. So this is really bringing it all together. It's giving you, like we said, the Book of Rasheeda is literally a guide. It is a guide on how to move through this world, giving you truth, okay? Not a religion, but truth, not social control. Simply truth. Do with it what you will. But it is giving you a guide. It is giving you truth. It is giving you how to move through this world in order to evolve. It is giving you the cheat sheet, okay? So listen to it very carefully. These are cheat codes, okay? So how do you apply this to your actual life? I want to encourage all of you to seek more knowledge, to seek more education. And you're doing that by watching these divinity sessions, by being involved in Mystic Temple. You are gaining more knowledge and more truth, okay? But also on your own. I want you to really start diving in. And this doesn't mean you have to go back to school. This doesn't mean you have, just start opening up yourself for more knowledge. And the knowledge that is supposed to be for you will come to you when you open yourself up for it. If you're closed to it and you think you know it all, then it's not going to come because you don't have an open channel to receive. But once you put it out there, yes, I want more knowledge, yes, I want to grow more, then that knowledge will come, okay? And it'll come through other people, it'll come through things that you read online, it'll come through Mystic Temple, it'll come through a lot of different things. But keep yourself open for more knowledge, keep yourself open for more growth, and never believe that you are done growing. Never believe you are done growing, because that will stunt your growth. And also, I want you to really start working on your inner self, and reaching those depths within yourself, and reaching those depths throughout yourself to reach those higher levels of consciousness and dive deeper within yourself so that that veil can begin to lift, okay? And again, I'll be rolling out a program soon, and that'll take you from A to Z. It's gonna be a long program, but it's gonna take you from A to Z. All the steps. It is the cheat code. It is the cheat code. So again, we'll be rolling that out in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. But one other thing I also want to mention is that this passage really also talks about a collective effort here. And I've talked about that before, how this is a collective effort. We are not here by ourselves for a reason, right? We are not here by ourselves. So being in this world together, we are collectively molding it and shaping it as to what it is and what it's going to become. So I also want to encourage you to get in your communities, okay? Get in your communities and begin to foster the world that you want to actually see. Begin to foster compassion. Begin to foster actually caring about one another, not being so selfish and narcissistic, okay? Begin fostering truth and not lies and fear, right? Begin fostering empowerment and hope in people. And this doesn't mean you have to take up a charge and go start something, but as you interact with your community, right? As you interact with your community, you have many, many options every day to inspire someone. You have many, many options every day, or opportunities every day to brighten up someone else's day and to brighten up your own, right? You have all these opportunities, and it's like paying it forward, because what happens is, as more people do this for each other, the world now just becomes a brighter place. And it's because we're not here by ourselves. We're not in these little cocoons, and everything that we do only affects us. No, it affects everything. And while there is no eternal damnation that you have to worry about, you do have to worry about what world you're creating. You do have to worry about what world you're going to come back to, because guess what? You're not going to escape it. So don't be like, oh, I'll be dead by then. Guess what? You'll be someone else, and you'll be back, and you'll have to deal with the crap that you started. Message, okay? That's the truth. That's the truth, whether you like it or not. And lastly, I just want to also make sure that you really caught the other lesson in this passage about the fact that there is a divine path, there is a divine design, okay? So it's important that you trust in that design. Understand that you have the ability to mold and shape within the design constructs, but there is a design. And that design does not leave you left out and stranded. That design does not leave you poor and destitute, okay? You can leave you poor and destitute because of your choices that you make, but that's not the design. The design is there to, you have everything you need. You have everything you need to succeed in life. Every single thing you need, you have. And everything that you think that you don't have, you have the tools to get there. So this is why you have everything you need. So trust yourself, trust your path, and always stay in that energy. When you stay in that energy, everything moves more smoothly through your life. You will suffer less because you are able to listen more. When you start blaming things on things outside of yourself that you think has nothing to do with you and your decisions, that's when you start to not be able to open up that path, right? You start to close doorways, you start to close paths, you start to create a reality that you don't want to live in. So remember that you have the power to create your reality. You have the power to shape this world on a grander scale and on a smaller scale, your own personal world as well as the larger scale world. You have the power to do that, and we collectively have the power to do that. So remember, when you are going through trouble, when you are going through problems that you need to solve, let go of fear. You need to squash that fear. Tell it to shut up and go away. Push it out, okay? You need to squash that fear and replace it with trust. Because fear is a lack of self-trust. That's what fear is. So you need to replace it with self-trust. Trusting your path, trusting your soul, because your soul will guide you, trusting your spirit guides, trusting all that is. Because everything that you need, you already have.
And with that being said, I'm going to now speak love, life, and prosperity into all of you at home, and truth. We're going to add truth in there too, into all of you at home, using the divine language. Okay. Vit, weto, weto ichi, weto ichi, weto ichi vectusos, weto ichi, umesecosa, umeve, 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 umeve. Evumastio kosabi felehoki, vispa osi na popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha, weto, weto ichi, eshna popo eshna sha. Evu masti hoko sabi fele hoki, vispo osi u, eshna popo eshna sha. Evu masti hoko sabi vispo osi u, vispo osi u, vispo osi u, vispo osi u, weto ishna weto ichi, ishna weto ichi, eshna popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha. And now I will end with the closing prayer, which essentially means peace be unto you in the divine language. Zor Kumti. And I'll see you next time.
Round and round, cycles of the soul, death and rebirth come. We must stay whole, true to our path we walk, no way to hide. Spiritual journey deep inside. We are divine in every way. Lessons of this life shows us the way. My soul guides me and I listen, never to divert. My next life, no reminiscing. Reincarnation calls, steps on our soul's path. Each life a stone on the path. Feel the light within, it will guide you through the night. Soul's journey never ends, our cycles lie. We are the light within, it will guide you